Ladies and gentlemen, I call to order the 6th plenary meeting of the committee.
In August 2025, the world gathered in Geneva to finalize a global plastics treaty.
We are not making enough progress.
Instead, they walked away with nothing.
And we can only accept a treaty in which we see ourselves.
Dr. Dion George, Minister of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment, led South Africa's delegation.
Well, it is very disappointing. Had the process been managed differently, I do think that we could have got an outcome. It would not have been a very ambitious one, but I do think it was possible for us to get to at least step one.
Plastic, it's in our brains, in our blood, in babies before they're born, in the water we drink, in the food we eat. It harms our health, pollutes rivers and damages oceans. It's everywhere, and the world cannot agree on a treaty to manage it.
We are setting the foundations for a global tool that could change the future of environmental history.
In 2022, 175 countries agreed to pursue a treaty to end plastic pollution. 3 years later, the recent talks in Geneva collapsed.
This meeting is adjourned.
It was completely a waste of time. There were two texts that the chairperson had put onto the table. It was rejected by everyone.
The talks collapsed on multiple fronts, capping plastic production, phasing out toxic chemicals, and more.
So where we are currently is that we actually have nothing, and that conversation is going to have to be picked up.
Despite no global plastic treaty, Minister George says that in line with international efforts, South Africa is implementing domestic measures to reduce plastic pollution. The first step is a ban on microbeads found in cosmetics. These tiny plastic beads slip through wastewater plants. Marine life mistakes them for food and ingests them, with harm that moves up the food chain.
So there's going to be public participation. So that's what we have to do in terms of legislation, and then we will move in that direction. I also do intend to move on single-use plastics as well.
Single-use plastics make up about 70% of all beach litter. There are growing calls for producers to take responsibility for the chemicals in their products and the waste their products create.
When you are making plastic, you need to think about what goes into that plastic. Throughout the entire cycle, the producer remains responsible, so that if it's going to be a pollutant, if it's going to end up piled up somewhere, there has to be a consequence.
Removing toxic chemicals and building safer plastics is a massive undertaking. The minister is cautiously optimistic about what comes next.
The societal push across the world is, we do not want this pollution. We do not want to see the plastic inside of our animals and inside of us, etc. It's not acceptable. And as the government of South Africa, we are obviously moving in the direction that the people want us to move into. In many cases, we are leading the pack simply because we say, look, let's not stand still here. Let's keep moving forward.
Without a global pact, plastic production keeps rising. To safeguard people, oceans, and air, the world needs a deal now.